Hi, Joy. Hi, Stephanie. We'll give it another 30 seconds or so, and then we'll get started. So again, we're going to start standing today, and then you'll want a wall for one or two of the stretches, and then just keep your chair close by as well. Do a little bit of everything. Hope you all had a nice holiday weekend, nice extended weekend. And it's a little after 3, so let's go ahead and get started. So again, we'll start standing. You get a little Liz eating lunch here. And then when you're ready, we'll just take a minute to gently rock a little front to back and a little side to side. And then eventually just settling into stillness. Tuck the tailbone, pull the belly button in, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Crown of the head reaching up, and just take a moment to feel yourself standing nice and tall, perhaps the tallest you've stood all day today. And then if it feels okay, I'll invite you to take one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. And we're just going to take a couple of deep breaths to help get us out of our brains and into our bodies. So whenever you're ready, we'll take a nice big inhale through the nose and a big exhale out through the mouth. Good. Trying to extend that exhale so it's longer than your inhale. We'll breathe in and breathe out. Good. And one more nice full breath in and a full breath out. Beautiful. From here, you can just release the hands down to your sides. Step the feet a little bit wider than hip width, and we're just going to start with a couple of spinal twists. So allowing the knees to be softly bent here, just allowing the arms to go wherever. We're just trying to get some movement in the body, get the blood flowing. And as we're moving, just being mindful of the breath, right? So the more we breathe, the more we will relax. That's not just physically, but also mentally. So really try to use your breath as a tool here. Good. Eventually you can slow down and just bring it back to center. You can keep the feet exactly where they are. We're just going to go into some hip circles from here. So again, we're just getting the blood flowing, just moving the body. Good. When you're ready, go ahead and switch directions, drawing those hip circles the other way. Good. From here, we'll come back to center, and you can heel toe the feet together, coming into more of a parallel stance now. Take a soft bend in the knees, so just a very soft bend, nothing too deep here. Hands are going to come to the top of your thighs, palms facing down. On an inhale, you're going to arch through the back, let your heart shine through, maybe dropping the head back if it feels okay. On an exhale, we're going to round, tucking the tailbone, chin to chest. And again, we'll inhale, arch the back, so doing a bit of a cat-cow here. And exhale to round. And again, inhale to arch. And exhale to round. Beautiful. From here, we'll just roll all the way up to standing. And we'll just go into some shoulder rolls from here. Good. If it feels okay, you can add in just a little bounce. Nothing too deep. Beautiful. When you're ready, go ahead and switch directions, shoulder rolls forward. Awesome. Now we're going to take that into arm circles, keeping that bounce if it feels okay, or you can just work on the arms if you find the legs are too much. Good. Go ahead and switch. So arm circles forward. Good. And then when you're ready, you can just come back to center, arms down towards your sides. You can step the feet a little bit closer together. We're just going to take an inhale. We're going to reach the arms up. Good. Raise to the balls of the toes. And then I just want you to reach your arms as high as you possibly can. Reach, 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 reach. And exhale. Just let the heels come down. Let the arms fall. Good. We'll do that again. Inhale to lift the arms. Rise into the balls of the feet. Reach, reach, reach as high as you can. And exhale, let the arms fall, let the heels drop. And one more, just like that. Inhale, reach, 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 reach. And exhale, let the arms fall, heels down. Good, so hopefully feeling a little bit more warm. Now we're gonna go into our stretches. So we're gonna start from the head and work our way down. We're gonna start with a couple of neck stretches. So before we go into the stretches, let's just take a few circles here. Drawing a circle with the tip of your nose. Good, and then the next time your chin reaches your chest, go ahead and switch directions. Beautiful, then from here we'll drop the chin to the chest, and then if you need a little bit more, you can interlace the fingers and ever so slightly just press on the back of the head, stretching the back of the neck. When you're ready, you can release the hands down to your sides, bring your head back to neutral. We'll take an inhale to reach both arms up, grab a hold of the right wrist, lay it out to the left side, top arm in line with your ear. We'll start by stretching out the side of the waist first. Couple deep breaths here. Good, and then when you're ready, you can come back to center. And then from here, oh, actually, let's take it right back. Jumped a little bit ahead here. So you're gonna keep this side bend, and then when you're ready, you're just gonna drop your bottom arm down towards your side. And we'll just start to draw some circles with that arm on the bottom here. One way, and then the other. Good, and then you can keep the bottom arm where it's at. We're gonna release that top arm so it's in line with the shoulder. So just making like a half T here. And as you're doing that, we're still dropping the ear towards the shoulder. So I have my right, it looks like my left probably. A couple deep breaths here. Think of reaching that right arm away. Good, and then if you'd like a little bit more here, you'll take your bottom hand up and over to the top of your head, right on top of the ear. And then from here, we'll think of lifting the ear up rather than pushing the head down. And you should start to get an even deeper stretch in the neck. And it might feel nice to rotate so the palm's facing up. Well, that always really changes the stretch for me. And then maybe you can rotate it, palm facing down. And again, maybe rotating, palm facing up. And rotating, palm facing down. Good, we're just gonna gently release and come all the way back to neutral. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. When you're ready, inhale, reach the arms up. Grabbing a hold of the left wrist, leaning off to the right side. Stretching out the side of the waist to start. Good, when you're ready, you can release that bottom arm and start to draw your circles here. Just letting that arm dangle, still reaching up and over with the top arm. And go ahead and switch directions with that bottom arm. Good, and then from here, we'll keep the head exactly where it's at. You're gonna release that left arm all the way so it's in line with the shoulder, making a half T. I'm starting to open up through the left side of the neck. Good, if you'd like a little bit more, you can take that bottom arm up and over to the ear here. And then again, instead of pushing your head down, think of pulling your ear up. You should start to get a nice opening here. Good, if it feels okay, we're gonna rotate so the palm is facing up on that left arm. Nice deep breaths. Good, and then when you're ready, we're gonna rotate, taking the palm down. And again, one more time, rotate, palm facing up. Ooh, that one always does it for me. And then you can rotate, palm facing down. Beautiful, we're just slowly gonna release everything back to neutral. Good, from here, we're gonna go to the wall. So as I mentioned, you'll need just a little bit of space on the back of a door or a wall. Whatever you have is just fine. We're gonna take our hands to the wall, palm facing down. And then as you're ready, you're just gonna take a few steps back. And we're gonna come into our hammock stretch. So view is not the best from this position, but I'll show you from here and then I'll show you from another angle. So once you feel steady and supported, you're gonna start to let your chest drop down towards the floor as you let the back arch. And you should start to get a nice opening through the chest. Now, if you need to make this stretch a little bit stronger, you would just step a little bit further back and increase the arch here, further dropping your chest down towards the floor. And if you need a little bit less, you would just come up and not come to such a strong angle and drop that here. So you can just continue to breathe. I'm just gonna switch angles a little bit. Just imagine I'm on the wall here. Again, you're gonna step back and you're gonna let that chest sink down. So almost kind of like we did in that cat cow. Nice full breaths here, opening up through the shoulders. Good, when you're ready, you can slowly come out. And we'll step a little bit closer to the wall. We're gonna open up through the chest now. These have been my favorites for the past few weeks, if you can't tell. So we're gonna start by taking our right hand on the wall, palm facing in, gaze looking at the wall. And then as you feel ready, you're gonna start to turn away from the wall, away from your right shoulder, and you should start to get a nice opening through the pec. Now these specific two stretches are really good to do at the end of the day after you've been on your device all day. I'm just really trying to offset that rounded desk posture that we find ourselves in most of the time. Good, when you're ready, you can slowly unwind and we'll switch sides. So left hand to the wall, palm facing in. When you're ready, you can start to turn away from that left hand, starting to open up on this second side. And when you're ready, you can slowly unwind. Almost got lost in the stretch there. And you can come off the wall and we'll work our way back to our starting position. So go ahead and grab your chair now. I'm just gonna grab mine. And we'll go into a couple of stretches for the lower body. Awesome. So we're just gonna start with a hip stretch. So you'll want the seat facing you, or excuse me, a hamstring stretch. So once you're facing your chair, you're just gonna bring one leg on top of your chair. I have my left, and I'm gonna stay on the arm just so you can see my foot a little bit better. But if you want something a little bit more mild, you would just drop your foot down to your cushion or the seat of your chair. And once you're here, we're just gonna start to hinge forward, leading with the chest. And you should start to get a nice opening through the back of the leg. Now, still focusing on keeping that back straight, so we're not rounding here. This actually isn't gonna allow you to get any deeper. Keeping your back straight and hinging from the hips is what's gonna allow you to get all the way to the top of that hip string. Coming back to the breath. Good, when you're ready, you can just slowly release, come back all the way up to standing tall. And then we're just gonna step that right foot directly back into a high lunge. And all we're gonna do here is work on stretching the front of that hip. So you just can use your chair for support if you need it for balance. Otherwise, you could just hang out here. I have nothing on either side of me. So whatever makes you feel most comfortable. We're really trying to focus on stretching the front of that right hip. So just setting yourself up accordingly. If you need to come to the side of your chair, you could do that as well. Really just want you to focus on that stretch. Just to adjust this a little bit. So nice deep breaths here. Hip flexors are another area that gets really tight and really constricted from sitting all day. So this is another one I recommend doing at the end of your workday, even if it's just for a few minutes. Good, when you're ready, you can step up and just shake it out, and we'll switch sides. So now taking your right leg onto the chair, keeping your foot flexed, hinging from the hips, finding that nice flat back. And then another thing to keep in mind here, never push down on this thigh. We can risk overextending through the hamstring. So if you need support, grab a hold of the ankle, your hips, adjusting so you can use the chair if needed. But really trying to avoid pushing on that thigh. Good, when you're ready, you can come off. And again, we'll step that same leg back, coming into your high lunge, stretching the front of that right hip. Now, once you're here, think of letting your hips sink down and forward. You should start to get a really nice opening through that hip flexor. Good, when you're ready, we'll just take a big step up, feet together, and shake it out. and we'll work our way to seated. We'll do one more stretch and then we will close it out. So making your way to seated, we'll do a stretch for the hips. Perfect. Once you're here, we'll cross the right ankle on top of the left knee, keeping this top foot flexed, actively pushing your top knee away. Now this might be plenty for you. If you'd like more, again, thinking of that hinging movement from the hips, leading with the chest, lengthening through the neck and the back. And then I'll start to increase the stretch there if you'd like some more. Nice full breaths here. Good, when you're ready, you can slowly come out. We'll just uncross and switch sides. So now crossing the left ankle over right knee, keeping your foot flexed, actively pushing your knee away. This might be plenty. If you'd like a little bit more, we'll just start to hinge slightly. Nice full breaths here. Good, when you're ready, you can slowly come up and uncross. And we'll place both feet on the floor. So if you're not scooted a little bit more forward on your chair, I'll invite you to do so now, just so you can feel your feet on the floor. And this is just gonna help drop you into the present moment and into your body. You can take your hands onto your thighs, palms facing down if you'd like to feel a little bit more grounded, or palms facing open, if you, facing up if you'd like to feel a little bit more open. So however that translates to you, maybe closing the eyes if that feels okay. And the crown of the head reaching up. Just taking a moment to check in, notice how you feel. And if this time helped you to feel a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more present, maybe setting an intention to take some of that presence and groundedness that you've created here with you into the rest of your afternoon, and maybe even into the rest of your week. You gotta come back on Thursday for that, right? When you're ready, you can just slowly flutter the eyes open, and we'll just take a couple of cleansing breaths. So whenever you're ready, taking a nice big inhale, reaching the arms up today, and exhale, open the mouth, just let the arms fall. And again, inhale, reach. Exhale, let it fall. And one more biggest breath of the day, filling up. And exhale, just letting it go and leaving it on the floor. Awesome work this afternoon. Thanks so much for tuning in and spending your Tuesday evening or afternoon with me. That's later today. Yeah, my pleasure. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Try to stay cool. We got a scorcher. Oh, thanks, Joy. Yeah, she's pretty cute. She likes her camera time. Awesome. Well, you guys take care. Okay, it's nice to see you. I'll see you next week. I'll be back on Tuesday for next week as well.